And we are live.
Hey, and absolutely nobody can see my shirt, so what's the point of me changing anymore?
Don't change.
Oh.
Never change. So how are things going? So you've been back now? Oh, and your work is going wonderfully
swimmingly,
well.
yeah. I love being put in a management position. Yeah,
Right.
anyway. Yeah.
So busier and busier. So do you think that's going to affect like our Friday
no, I don't
schedule?
think so.
Okay,
No.
cool. You just have
Not
extra.
at all. It's just more stuff I have to do that's directly involved with providing feedback to instructors.
I see.
Talking to people like, there's no motivation to kind of do the thing they're doing that we have to try and make them to be motivated to do. So that's going to be fun. Anyway. Yeah.
You just do this with their visa? Just hold,
Well, the thing
hold
is,
a match under
like
the
we
visa?
can't, right? Like, I have no control over pay. I have no control over visa. So it's just like,
Right.
and we're talking like teaching face-to-face lessons, they get paid way more. Right? So there's kind of no incentive to be better at these online lessons.
See. Right, because it's such a...
Yeah. Like being sent back to branch kind of used to be a threat a little bit. And now it's like, sure, do it.
Oh,
I make way more money teaching those lessons than I do here, right? So anyway,
interesting, yeah. And that's and I'm sure that like really took off. Like they figured out how to do that during the pandemic, and then and I think like, just teaching in general, I think has become difficult in that way. It's like, well, I can just do this from home. Why are we traveling? Why are we busing kids to this school? Yeah, it's really messed up. Everyone has reevaluated the structure.
Except the company I work for.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yes, it's like, business as usual, just keep doing it. No, like, reevaluate. Anyway.
Yeah. No,
that's how things over here.
Good. Yeah, everything's moving along. Yeah, I'm not sure. I still haven't had an update about the changing space. Yet or whatever. That may be coming up. So
let me know prepared when that happens, because I gotta.
Oh, sure.
I will come over and help.
Oh, great.
With these scrawny little chicken wing help.
Yes.
Stuff. Yeah.
But it'll be nice to kind of reset things. So you may see a new type of background, and we can have more flexibility. Be standing and be filming at a table
standing
and stuff.
Desk. Yeah.
Yes, right.
I dibs on a yoga ball.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Oh, treadmill.
Oh, yes, a treadmill. We do treadmill podcasting, and that'll take off.
No.
All right. So let me check and see how everyone's doing in the chat. I saw Miguel and Matt in there.
The screen is too far away for me to read the comment down there.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's right. Yes, shirt and mug. Oh, Matt. Yes. This is the year. We'll get the merch going on the bottom of the channel. That's
right. I got the mug right there.
Nice.
And do the other stuff.
Yes. So we've done all our testing. We just need to get it going.
I need a taller chair, right? Because no one can see that I'm wearing like the
Argatoria
shirt that Spellcrow we got from Spellcrow for the Argatoria war game. Yes. What I should do is stop wearing this and just wear the upturned table shirt that he gave me. Yeah, because that's a lot more kind of visible. Yeah.
Right, it's a lot more. We could hang the Argatoria shirt on.
We could, right? Instead of me having to do like a Superman off camera, I'm just like ripping off my work stuff.
War gamer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's by no means me suggesting that gamers are some kind of Superman. Those kind of like 300 like Superman. I'm just like, that's not. We're not special, right?
Right?
The fact we play a little make-believe game with Dungeons and Dragons does not make us any more or less special than anybody else.
Right.
Yeah. Like those we're gamers call to action thing. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
So, moving on for more positive things.
Yeah, but we will have a positive thing to say about the community, hopefully.
We will?
Coming up. Yes,
right.
yes, we will. Yes.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, Miguel's wishing me 1 year closer to my death day. Thank you, Miguel. I appreciate that.
Happy 1 year closer to your death day.
Yes. So, right, Year of the Dragon. Get ready for some exciting news this year, says Matt. Yes, that's true. Miguel's saying Ed Greenwood got into trouble with the activist crowd for helping the wrong person. Uh-oh. Who's he helping?
I don't know, but
there's
Ed
some
Greenwood is not that high.
there's a community Discord we were looking for.
The Discord community or community Discord?
Discord in the community, not the application, not the voice application. Nice. Oh wow, yeah. We'll go back
Stuff to go
to
up
that.
On the chat.
Yes, we'll do that in chat. Nice.
Okay.
Yes.
Keep moving this way. Anyway.
Orcus, hey, nice to see you, Orcus. Nice.
It's always helpful not that I can see that far away. It's always helpful when people retain the same avatar across multiple social media things.
Right. Yeah,
so I'm like, half the time I don't recognize the name. I'm like, that picture.
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
Who is this? I don't know, but I know that picture. Right?
Yes. Nice. Cool. Yeah, that's right. We're coming up. Not only is D&D 50 years old, but the lies of Kyle Brink are almost a year old now too. Yeah, that was January.
That won't go away.
Yes.
Brinkwash.
Yes.
Brinkwash 2024.
Yeah. So we'll celebrate when we hit a year. We'll have a celebration. See where he's at in his contemplation of.
Oh, that kind of reminds me. Okay. I thought I brought it up.
Do the mic a little bit. Oh, closer. Yeah. Yes, sir.
How's that?
Yeah, that's good.
One thing. Okay. The annual Hasbro Christmas layoffs.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm not going to say it's a trolley problem where like this one person justified like all these other firings, but you may have noticed Mike Merles.
Yeah.
Got the axe.
Right. And he was over at Magic, right? He was doing.
No, I thought he was doing video game stuff.
Oh, video. Oh, right. That's
right.
It. Yeah,
or like I thought he kind of got like quietly, not let go, but just kind of like moved over there. And, anyway.
Yeah. That was. Yeah, I remember that coming up. And it was just strange. The firings were really strange. Like community managers and stuff. It's like what is going to run? You're going to have bots running this now?
Why not? AI, ChatGPT, right?
Right. Just be talking to AI. Yeah, it's just going to give you 50th anniversary messages spamming your Discord.
Yeah. Well, that's what they will do anyway.
Nice. All right. Well, let's get started for this week and see what's up.
Set.
All right. So a lot of good news and bad news and weird news. All right. So let's do this. Welcome to the Weekly. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Chris.
And you're not.
And don't you wish you were, right?
Right. All right.
Actually, there's a number of people I trade places with. But anyway, all right. Continuing on.
Let's see. So this week on the Weekly, deck of sexy things.
Do not want, probably. Okay.
DCC on Roll20. Okay. Jaquays Tribute Dungeon, a game through a game jam, and Ars Magica 5th edition.
Oh, interesting.
So not 5e, 5th edition. Yep, okay. So I think that's going to eternally make people are just going to start skipping their 5th edition. They're going to go from 4th to 6th because once you put 5th edition on something, everyone has the wrong association. Yep. So let's start in this with this sexy crowdfunder.
All right.
So I'm really curious about your opinion on this because they are suggesting this solves something at the table that it doesn't. Yeah.
I do not know what this is.
Okay.
Just the fact that it was called Deck of Sexy Things. I'm going to blanket say I hate it, and it doesn't work. Right? Let's see if I'm wrong.
Let's see. So what are they trying to do? So they're crowdfunding a deck of playing cards to allow a DM to create sexy encounters with fun card draws.
I already hate it. Continue.
Yes, and the quote that they put here, and this is like where you want to just like shoo somebody away from the table. I would say that this, in my experience, like being at the table, this is the most disruptive thing that I've encountered. Not like, bigotry or sexism or whatever. Well, I guess this is, kind of sexism, but this kind of weird geek kind of habit.
Right. Okay.
Of
continue.
Are there any girls here? So you're at a table with guys, and we're in some tavern or whatever, and somebody is looking for a date.
Yep.
So, have you ever had one of those players who is always looking for a hookup, visiting every brothel in any town you encounter, and hitting on all the attractive NPCs?
I have a solution for you.
Yes?
Stop making them attractive.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, anyway,
there
continue.
we go. So, Art of the Genre, I guess the company that is doing this, is they know how derailing this can be in a game. So, what they have created is a deck of cards called the Deck of Sexy Things, fully agnostic. Now, this is the thing that I think is completely insane.
Okay.
Fully agnostic and can be utilized for any race, gender, orientation, and anything else your players are utilizing for their characters.
I'm curious. Okay. I still think this is a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious how they have made this completely system agnostic. I mean,
well, I think they're making it. They're saying it's gender and sexuality agnostic.
Well, that too, right? Like unless the card just has like gender neutral attractive features, right? And or like kind of physical descriptions that could work for any gender, right? Now I'm curious just to see how they accomplish that.
Right.
It is still probably a bad idea or solve something that doesn't need to be solved.
Yeah, they're putting quite a burden on the artist, so that they specifically promote the artist doing this. So they're going to do 52 card French suited deck. So yeah, basically. Suits your typical suits of playing cards. 13th Warlock is the artist, so they're pushing the fact this is not AI generated. We actually have an artist doing this entire thing.
Props for human made stuff because AI slop is terrible. Right. Okay.
Yeah, especially AI sexy. Oof. Ooh. So have your randy player. These are the instructions how this works. Draw a random card. So to see what the romantic or sexual encounter, what happens. This will stop you from having to role play out any awkward sexual situations at your table.
Will it though?
Yeah, I know it won't. I think it just encourages people to just preoccupy themselves with this mechanic. Now you have a card mechanic where you're like, oh, I want to see if I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and then it continues on from there. So the results will the player will either get a high five, ouch. Or people will laugh at them and their beverage of choice will come shooting out of their nose because it's so hysterical how they were turned down. And it's already this is not making anything any better. This is actually compounding the problem.
Because
focusing on putting a mechanic on it and putting
is there a mechanic on it apart from card draw is a mechanic, so I guess there's a mechanic.
Right. Yeah, sure. So they're saying here's the suits. So the hearts represent a positive result, clubs represent a negative, neutral. Spades, a negative, and their personal favorite, diamonds are weird. So, okay, so you're going to define weird, sexy. Great.
Sure.
So, yeah, each card has a specific mechanical kind of thing happening, and they are saying that it works for multiple game systems. They're not saying it works for everything, and stretch goals have been specified to add game systems. So, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Try as someone who has to make courses for learners of all levels.
Right.
Sometimes making something for everyone simply does not work.
Yes.
So this works with every game. No, this works with most games. Okay, fine.
So far they're saying AD&D, 5e, Pathfinder, Castles and Crusades, Savage Worlds, Fast Core, and 13th Age are all going to be available. So you get this deck of cards, and then there'll be a free PDF that has the mechanics, basically describes what each of anything that's not on the card will be described in these mechanics. And of course, there will be naughty art on every card.
Lost me even more.
Yeah. So, and then they talk about it's going to be a high quality card. So the only thing that I think is enjoyable about this is if they produce a much nicer deck of cards than WotC did for their deck of many things.
Well, they don't have to try that hard, do they? Right? Based on that deck of many things for Fluffy.
Yes. Yep. So if this comes out any sort of decent quality, it's going to be very embarrassing that the deck of many things, one of those iconic things in D&D, was so fumbled.
Sure.
But so every card is a visual sexy masterpiece to bring to your gaming table. And then to supplement this further, they are creating Folio black labels, which are adult fantasy adventures that will include 3D maps for both AD&D and 5e, the mechanics for those games. And each adventure will be roughly 32 pages and are designed for lower level characters. So lower level randy characters. None of this is appealing. This sounds like, I don't know. I mean, but I guess it'll get attention because they called it Deck of Sexy Things.
Yep, and it'll get attention because it's sexy.
Right.
Or adult, that black label. Right. I don't know, man.
So it just gets weirder when you get into the stretch goal. So they're going to do an art book PDF. So all of the art will be free as a PDF for all the backers. So you don't have to see with the card text and stuff on it. Then, if they reach $5,000 backing, they're going to do a Call of Cthulhu rules for the deck.
Just why? I don't want to see what the weird is for that.
Right. That's what I was looking for. It's there's not enough sexy in my Call of Cthulhu games. So yeah, there we go. $10,000, you'll get sci-fi jokers in the deck. Okay. Excellent. And then continuing levels will unlock more black label adventures, which will be included as PDFs for all backers. Right. So sexy adventures. Right. So yeah,
I'm gonna have to go look at this.
Yeah,
I'll probably forget about it after this task. I'm gonna have to go look at this just because I want to see more. Like you said, what problem do they think this is addressing? Because they're not, right? Like if the problem is you have this one or couple players that are being really juvenile and just trying to like using the game as a chance for their character to hook up as some weird surrogate for them to do so, tossing out a card, okay, it might minimize the problem, right?
Yeah, because you could say this is the end of it. Like, this is the result. We're done.
Yep, here's your card. We're done, right? But, I mean, it says adult product. This is not for adults, right?
Yeah, right.
Because like that's part of the problem. Like, how many problems are solved by people at the table being adults, sitting down and saying, "Yo, bro, this is a problem." Too much time is being disrupted. Like, if everyone at the table is cool with it, and that's what you got to discuss to find out, then it's not a problem. If it is a problem, then you got to talk about it and be like, "Yo, man, you got to like curb this or knock it off or something, or can we minimize it?" And then maybe a way to minimize it is this.
Yeah.
Right.
And just saying, we'll implement that. I don't know. So Art of the Genre has been around for a while. They've been doing projects since 2012, so they have 100 different campaigns. And I think this is not on Kickstarter. This is going to be like a backer kit.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So a smaller scale because their stretch goals aren't huge, but it's odd. I thought it was a really odd choice, and I thought it would be something fun to discuss with you. And the idea of making something sexy and calling it gender and sexuality agnostic, I think that's impossible. I mean,
I think that's also impossible as well.
Yeah, like, and just the internet has atomized people's sexual tastes to such specific tiny things that you need much more than 52 cards.
I do. Like, I want to. If the whole product is. Yeah, I'm imagining the whole product being like gender and sexuality neutral, which, as you said, I think is kind of impossible.
Right.
I think a better way to do it would be just different cards and suits and whatever are all like as much of a spectrum as you can give, right? Across. Because how are you going to, are all of your people that you've depicted going to be like gender and sexuality neutral? What are those people going to look like, right?
Right.
I think it's better to just go like, okay, this guy's gay, this one's lesbian, like the whole spectrum of kind of people and whatever, and then you just get kind of what you get.
Yeah, right.
Or make it, hey, we all play make believe, right? In this game, like the answer is like, well, I don't want this kind of person. Well, then pretend they're someone else, right? Like pretend they're a different gender that your character is attracted to, whatever. But I think that gets harder to do when you have a picture.
Yeah, right.
I think so I was imagining just like a text prompt, right? Which I realize isn't going to sell. What is going to sell is like
nothing to sell then. Yeah.
big titty anime girl AI slop, right? Which is why I kind of want to see what these pictures look like, because that might undermine their gender and sexuality neutral thing, right?
Yeah, so we'll see. So I don't envy 13th Warlock, the job that they had to do to try to produce this.
Well, I mean, they got paid, right?
Yeah,
they probably said, here's a spec, here's what you want to draw, cool, right? Like the art might be fantastic, just not do what it says it does, right? Anyway.
Yeah, so this is one of those things that, they could just provide this as a PDF, a PDF that you just use a deck of cards with. You
could, but then who's going to buy that?
They're not going to sell anything.
What people want is the sexy fantasy art. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So it's an interesting thing. I'm curious how well it's going to do, but I really don't think it's. I don't know. But when I was reading through this, I remembered I watched the first episode of the Critical Role Amazon series, and immediately the first scene was a sex scene with their randy gnome bard, like performing oral sex in bed, like right away. And I guess they're trying to introduce it as more more adult oriented or whatever, like the actual play is, but like right away they're putting that up front in how they're going to depict this is how you play Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, I mean, okay, there's kind of two things going on there. I didn't watch that because I can't bring myself to watch it, right? One, yes, that's kind of a juvenile way to say, hey, this is adult. And I'm not exempt from that. I mean, like years ago, right? Like the Changeling game I ran with like Lyle and Chris, I'm like, okay, where am I setting this? The first scene happens in a strip club, right? And so then like I kind of grew up and realized sex and nudity does not necessarily mean, ooh, this is dark and adult, right? So I'm not exempt from it. I've done it too. You kind of learn and grow. But then with the thing with the Critical Role, it's just like, this is supposed to be D&D? I don't know.
So they're making that a part of the an important part of the characters, whatever. Sure. But so that's weird. And so
that's weird.
That's
what
weird.
suit did you draw? Weird. Okay,
that's weird. We drew diamond. We drew a diamond, and it's just weird, sexy. Yeah. But let's move on to some other weird news.
Hopefully not sexy too.
Well, not so sexy. More crowdfunding, of course. So Dungeon Crawl Classic is getting ready to go completely virtual. So I'm sure you've been able to do this with like fan made or homebrew kind of unofficial stuff for a while on all the VTTs. But there's going to be an official Roll20 kind of campaign, a crowdfunding campaign to produce a series of adventures for the Goodman Games system, and I think it will help people that are already on VTTs and already subscribed to Roll20 and everything. This will give them a much easier chance to try this system out if they never have before. So much more tempting because this is a system that you start at level 0 and basically run a funnel with multiple characters and try to get one or two through alive, so you actually have something
to see which ones survive. Yeah.
Right. So they're going to fully integrate a version of Dungeon Crawl Classics into Roll20, and so their promotion for this was coming to a virtual tabletop near you. They're going to have the whole system in there along with adventure paths, starting with a funnel and going like from 0 to 3, level 3, which will give you a nice way to kind of continue through. So campaign paths, and then also all of the art assets, and they do have a considerable number of interesting maps and art assets that when you have a virtual tabletop, I think it's much easier. That was the thing that you run into a lot. They have wonderful old school maps, but they're very intricate, and you can't fog of war kind of cover up and reveal rooms very well. So you're kind of showing too much at any one time because there's not a good way to reveal. And you want to use their assets. So hopefully the Roll20 will make that much easier. So this is going to happen on BackerKit. And in early next month, early February, you can pledge to unlock this, and it's just going to basically be everything. So the nice thing that will happen with some of the bookkeeping, because DCC is not rules light. It's not rules light OSR. So things like spell checks, mighty deeds, luck, spellburn, deity disapproval, and mercurial magic will all be handled within the VTT itself. So it makes it much more integrated, because I'm sure the way that it's being done now, there's maybe a lot of modules and things you're adding, and you're kind of got most of it covered. But this will be kind of the official implementation of it. I just wish they didn't choose Roll20, but I guess if it's popular, if they think that's where the players are. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah. Or maybe the success of this will lead them to develop packages for other.
I hope. I hope that if that does end up being the case. But so a quick start for DCC is available on their website if you're interested in seeing what this is all about.
Are there modules for rolling like 5, 7, and 13-sided dice?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, and that's another thing too. That is one of the hurdles for it. Someone has to have those dice. So you have the dice, or
just do improvise die roller.
Yeah, right.
Which doesn't have the same feel, but whatever.
Right. So that was one of the things you have to you buy the book, and then you got to buy the wacky dice, even wackier dice. Like they went above and beyond wacky dice. For that system. And so meeting in person, that's the kind of one limit, and that will be eliminated, of course, on the VTT. So I don't know, I was surprised to see this. They're trying to kind of mainstream things, but I guess though now we know, because of Wizards doing their own thing, that Roll20 is probably not going to be the dominant platform anymore. So it's good they're getting some other support, and there will be people looking for other things to play, because you're not going to be able to play real D&D on Roll20 anymore. Whatever that is.
Real D&D means,
the endless edition of D&D will not be playable on anything but
D&D.
Their own.
Endless edition. Yeah.
Yes. So I thought that was surprising. But we're going to see these alliances, I think, happening where companies are going to be working together against this common foe now. So I never would have expected the Goodman Games to choose Roll20, but this is what you got. All right. Positive news. This is what the community is all about. This is why you tabletop role play.
Is it?
Yes, it is, because Janelle Jaquays is going to be memorialized with a mega dungeon inspired by the Caverns of Thracia. that she worked on. So this project, this game jam, is going to be called Return to Parenthos, and it's going to be a. They're kind of doing it in a couple of different steps. Okay. It's going to be a book full of user-submitted dungeon elements like rooms and tiles and descriptions and writings.
Okay.
And all of the sales for this will benefit Jaquays' family, because the unfortunate reality of America is even when you're gone, your medical expenses linger. So there's a burden on the her survivors to have to deal with this nonsense, and that's the just kind of the painful situations of kind of insult to injury is when a loved one is gone, you still are receiving bills and invoices from the freaking hospital. So and we've mentioned Jaquays several times before, but a very a designer, a very distinct designer that has worked both in tabletop and video games. So they're also encouraging, and because of that fact, they're encouraging anything that inspired you from her work to kind of include that in here. So it's open up to Quake and everything that she worked on to include just as a tribute. So this is being done through itch.io, and then they are going to. They're going to it's hosted by RV Games owner Violet Ballard. So it will support two causes. The crowdfunder proceeds, basically the pre-orders, will be donated to Jaquays' family, and then the wholesale and retail of the actual book that is produced will benefit Trans Lifeline.
Okay.
So a U.S.-based grassroots hotline for and grant-giving nonprofit. So submissions are being taken through February 1st, and they range from they'll accept manuscripts or maps, fully illustrated map spreads, with keys or layout, and everything that is going to be done in a wire-bound book. So if you can't, and this is interesting too, if you can't submit everything on time, there will be volunteers to help with the editing and kind of design. If you have ideas or something you want to contribute, there will be volunteers that will help kind of make your thing a reality. So you can be included. So submissions must fit on a standard U.S. letter size page, and manuscripts can be no more than 750 words.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
I like the limits.
Yes.
That. Or not necessarily limits, parameters.
Right. And I think this is such a fitting tribute, and this is very touching that you have this kind of effect on an industry, and people are going to respond. And there's not going to be this is her career spanned so much time and was so influential. So there's newer gamers and older gamers, and they're all going to contribute together. So there's not going to be, people drawing lines and saying, well, if they're contributing, I'm not contributing. This is just, to.
I'm sure there's people like that, but
yeah, I'm sure people are trying to do that, but don't even think about it. And the kind of instructions. So this the return to Parenthos will not be bound to any system. And the instructions are kind of go wild and have fun. It doesn't need to. And also the instruction is it cannot contain bigoted material or AI generated artwork or text.
Hope not. Yeah.
Yes. And so primarily be constructed of maps, keys, and general descriptions of the rooms.
So things that are kind of useful across any and all systems.
Right. Yes.
Or as many systems and stuff as possible. Yeah.
And also, so the deadline is the February 1st. And this was actually surprising for me, too. February 2nd, there will be a live stream of Jaquays' funeral.
Oh, wow.
So there will be a way to participate and kind of say farewell. And of course the GoFundMe page that we've promoted is still open because there are still medical bills. So if you aren't supporting the game jam, you aren't going to buy the book, you can still just directly support the family with the GoFundMe. And there was a quote from the page. So even if you don't know Janelle Jaquays' name, you probably explored a tabletop RPG dungeon she created or played a Quake level she designed. The legendary designer and developer's death last week sparked all manner of tributes across the industry, but none seemed so perfectly fitting for her legacy as a new attempt to crowdsource a memorial dungeon in her honor. And that's what Violet Ballard is doing, organizing the Return to Parenthos. So I thought that was perfect, really touching, and it's a good way to kind of bring the community together instead of divide it over petty nonsense. Because with someone's career that has spanned
that long
so much. Yes, so we'll put links to all of that on there. So take a look, and if you want to get something ready, you still have there's still time.
Yep.
If you'd like to contribute
upside of doing things live.
Yes. Yes, that's true. That's good.
How often in the past we're like, well, we are a week late on this. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay, and finally, Ars Magica. So they have had a 5th edition for about 20 years now.
Have they?
It's been a while.
Wow, okay.
And so Ars Magica announced a new definitive 5th edition is in the works. So if you don't know, Ars Magica was done by Atlas Games, kind of mythic Europe set in the 1200s. This will be the definitive edition of their own 5th edition. So not 5e of the world's dodgiest role-playing game.
Ooh, I like it. I'm going to borrow that from now on. Yeah.
This is their 5th edition, and why it's definitive is because they're going to include a lot of material that was published since kind of 5th edition was created.
Well, it's 20 years ago.
I mean, there's a lot.
Even if you're not publishing that regularly, that might be a sizable amount of things, new material to incorporate.
Right, yeah. So Atlas Games has been working on this for the last 3 years. Basically, they're saying the underlying manuscript of 5th edition will be intact. They're going to do extensive kind of revisions along with updates. So David Chart is going to be the line developer, and they want to reflect kind of decades of play of this system and incorporate a host of new materials that were published since the original book's release. And so that means, of course, this will be a much bigger book than the original. So the original 5th edition is still available, I think, in softcover on the Atlas Games website. So it's still in print. Probably print on demand, but it's still in print. This will be a deluxe full-color hardcover print edition. So the kind of the best version of this that they can make. So new art and layouts and an heirloom production quality. So it's probably going to cost a fortune, but it's going to be the definitive version of.
Was there any idea about, or any mention about how many pages it is? Because that kind of gives us a sense of what the book might cost.
They didn't. Maybe they haven't gotten to that point yet where they're
probably not if they're still in layout.
Yeah, where they're like, okay, we've got this done, and they're also saying that they will have an open license for this system, and the lead contender so far is Creative Commons. Yep. So
nice. Because you certainly don't need a company like this producing their own stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, not an SRD. Open gaming, nonsense, whatever. That OGL schlop is just, we won't sue you if you use some of our stuff, right? That's all it is. You don't need it. And since you can't copyright mechanics.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's true. And they also said that Atlas Game announced that they've resurrected the original printer files from 5th edition, and so that means...
What's it in, Quark Express?
That's right, Quark 1.5. So their entire back catalog will be compatible with this new definitive edition, and they'll keep that in print the way they have 5th edition for all this time. Yeah, so that means 2004 was the release of 5th edition. So it's well play tested, I would imagine by now. They know found all the mistakes.
That's the upside of games being that old, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know they now maybe the editor has a good sense of like what modern sensibilities would want to do to kind of make things a little more streamlined or just more compatible with people's expectations,
or just incorporate like feedback from people who've played the game or run the game, and kind of like best practices that become what's the word I'm looking for? Not rules, for lack of a better term, but rules.
Yes. And so this is another backer kit campaign. So I don't think we've talked about Kickstarter at all this week.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, everything's on backer kit, which is nice. That's a nice move because they're getting more money, and that there's less interference with content or whatever. So the definitive 5th edition of Ars Magica is coming soon to. I'm sorry, it's not coming soon. It's coming in a bit. Fall, in the fall of this year. So there's still obviously there's a lot of work being done.
Given that this originally came out in 2004.
Yes,
fall of this year is relatively soon.
Give them some time. Yeah, it's already been 3 years that they've been working on this. So give them a minute, and so we'll probably remind when that actually launches. We'll give you a little bit of a reminder. Yep. So just kind of quick touching on a bunch of things, some sexy.
Jesus Christ!
We started out sexy and adult. I know I wanted to set the tone. So links to everything will be in the description, and that will do it for this week. Yeah. Where can people find you?
On the internet, digging up this deck of sexy things to slam it on social media, probably.
Yes.
Anyway, bad idea. Speaking of social media, I'm on. I don't even remember anymore. Blue Sky. And mostly Instagram, because most of the stuff I'm doing lately is miniature related. So
nice.
Instagram is just a better place for sharing pictures. That's Hivemind, HYVEMYND, where if you follow me there, you'll have seen my very late resolution for New Year's 2024.
Oh, and what was that?
No new miniature purchases the entire year.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
Oh,
and
wow.
like people have been like, oh, well, it's not a new miniature if you buy some old stuff. And I'm like, I'm not trying to cheat that way. Like, I'm not going to buy like a digital STL file because it's not technically a miniature, right? And of course, like very soon after I decided that, North Star puts out like,
of course.
Here's pictures for our 3 or 4 new kits of Oathmark. I'm like, all this stuff looks awesome. I'm just like, Anyway, I just have, between all the 6mm stuff I've purchased for like Lion Rampant, Xenos Rampant, like tiny Turnip, and then like the 15mm stuff for Stargrave, and all these stuff, like I have more than enough miniatures and projects to just kind of paint and get to the table. And I'm not extending that moratorium to supplies. So things like paints, inks, like no figures, right? Which is going to be hard because I found out like most of my lonely fun is figuring out like and then like it arrives and I'm like, and now I got to paint this shit. Oh, God damn it, right? So I'm trying to avoid that, right? Anyway.
Yeah, just ship it directly to painting studios and then have them send it.
If shipping to Japan was not so expensive. Anyway. Yeah. So what I'm working on lately is the little 6mm tanks, which...
Oh, nice.
Anyway, I started off with just single color because it's more... The game I'm making them for is Tonks, right? And it's very kind of gamey. So I just said, cool, the tanks will be just bright, simple colors. And I did a red and yellow, and someone said ketchup and mustard. And then that led me to, oh, God damn it, they're now ketchup mustard. I've finished the pickle relish tank, which is just green, right? And now I'm doing like a ranch dressing. So the theme is condiments, right? And just silliness.
That game reminded me of the old Combat on the Atari 2600, the tank battles, where you got a little bit of terrain and you're just kind of you're backing up. So.
I'm almost done with the tanks. I got one more to paint. The board is coming soon, so hopefully we'll be like live stream a game.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah.
And
dibs on the Thousand Island dressing.
I haven't had that yet. Ranch is the closest I've come so far. I got to figure out like the paint recipe for doing ranch, like white, because white's kind of hard to paint.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway,
you could do like bacon ranch or something. Spice that up a little. Yeah. Nice. Oh, excellent. Yeah. So looking forward to that. Yeah. So this year will be a year of playing much more.
Painting and playing. Hopefully.
Yes. Actually getting after it.
Where can people find you?
I am back to doing the Abuse Cartoons live stream. So every Thursday night. Thursday? No, it's what is it?
Wednesday night.
It's your Wednesday night. Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Japan time. Depending on where you are. I draw my cartoon and do a live stream, eat some Japanese snacks. I had the most amazing apple pie, dried apple bits ever from the convenience store. It was like just a simulation of like, pie filling for an apple pie, but it was just little pieces of dried apple.
Like a simulation, like you're somehow eating like computer bits, right?
That was the theme. Is I just did all simulated snacks where they're trying to make gum or chocolate taste like something it shouldn't, and so that's what it was. And so that's Abuse Cartoons on YouTube and Twitch. And if you want to read the cartoon, gocomics.com/domesticabuse
for a 20-year.
Yes, for the 20-year backlog. So
when is the definitive edition coming?
Oh, yeah, the definitive. I got a few more years, maybe the fall of this year.
Oh.
But yes, and if you like what we're doing here on the weekly, please consider becoming a weekling.
Strongest of all supporters.
On patreon.com/upturntable. And you can let us know stories you'd like us to talk about and basically discuss. I haven't gotten the, there's a kind of a Patreon kind of global chat, similar to a Discord. I haven't fired that up yet, but that'll be a nice way to everyone to kind of contribute, because we've just been doing kind of direct messaging previously. So bring the community together.
Topics you want us to avoid, like more sexy stuff for RPGs, right?
You're right.
Things that are off the table.
No more deck of sexiness. But yes, so Upturn Table on all social media, the website upturntable.com. And yes, there will be audiobooks, finishing the audiobook, the chapters coming soon. And tomorrow is more Blade Runner.
Ooh, nice.
So we'll live stream the just raw audio and the Foundry VTT for the case file number 2, Fiery Angels, for the Blade Runner RPG by Free League. And it's going to be a good one.
Nice.
So this will probably be a little bit more like a session 0 this week. So
you have a third player now.
Yeah, we have a third player. So character creation and kind of updating where the players are at this point. Maybe do the first kind of scene of the case.
Well, as someone who thinks TTRPGs, or as someone who consumes TTRPGs primarily to see how systems work and should be played, rather than some audio drama thing.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good.
interesting.
Yes. So yeah, take a look at that. So subscribe to the channel, Upturn Table, to get notification when that goes live. It'll be in the evening, so like Pacific Coast North American time, like 8 o'clock.
So
yeah,
like Super Bowl time for us here, right?
Right,
like who's going to wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, so here it's about 1 p.m. this side of the world, and yeah, the previous day's evening.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, so that's going to do it for this week. We'll be back again next week.
Later, mortals.
Goodbye. All right. Sorry, I can't get a good view of the chat here. There we go. Let's try this. This might be better. So apologies if you're messaging from Twitch, but that combined chat is messed up. So good to see everybody. AI Kyle. That's right. That's the thing. Maybe Kyle knew something that he wasn't willing to admit, that all of the producers are going to be replaced by AI. Nice. So how is everyone doing? Oh yeah, Dead Alewives did a deck of sexy things type. Yeah, that's I mean, yeah, that's always been around. It's weird that they're actually going to address it with a deck of cards. Yeah, right. And will deck of sexy things include X cards? Yeah, it's funny. It's making a lot of weird assumptions. Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's mostly like pinup art. I think they're stretching the term sexy a little far. It's not very yeah, it doesn't go very far. Hopefully. And I don't know what like Backer Kit's policy is on that. Some condom talk in the chat. So how is everybody doing? Nice. Oh yeah, Orcus brought up the DCC maps do spoil things with all of their border art and things. It was really hard to when I was just doing that one funnel, it was really hard not to spoil how things were connected, because especially if they draw the maps like slightly isometric, you can't really block off certain things. It doesn't work well. Oh, cool. So already Fantasy Grounds has a full suite for Dungeon Crawl Classics. I'm sure Foundry has stuff, like kind of unofficial stuff. It seems I'm not sure though. I haven't looked, but it seems so many systems, Foundry people are supporting things in Foundry. Yes. Right, and as opposed to, so DCC not being rules light, Orcus made the point, some of the OSR-ish stuff is very, very rules light. Like 2 stats. That's what we played for Warlock. Yeah, it's basically what, stamina and luck. Right. Well, and Miguel is saying about the like medical debt following you and stuff. I think it depends on how the how the estate is set up and how people inherit things, because the debt collectors can put liens on property that's part of an estate. It's very messy, and you have to have a good accountant and a good lawyer to do estate planning so that you can avoid that kind of stuff. You can kind of like dead end it. But I think if there's assets in an estate, I think stuff. I'm not any sort of expert, but that's how they get you. That's how that debt can follow you beyond the grave. Is your heirs or whoever is managing that estate has to then deal with whatever they've done financially to try to get compensated. Oh, sorry. We should all do predictions for 2024. Matt's saying. So Matt starts with Brink goes to the back to the hot tub business and disappears somewhere in rural Iowa. That is a possibility. He's probably going to get a nice package to step down, and as he leaves the industry, as all straight white men are doing for some reason. I mean, not the industry. Job, the workforce, like that was the funniest thing. Yes, we're all the cis white heterosexual men are beaming back up to the mothership. So thank you, Kyle, for spoiling that. That was going to be a surprise for everybody. Everyone was going to be really happy this year, but we're beaming back to the mothership. So funny. Oh yeah, I don't know the I don't know Jaquays like a marital situation. I would imagine they were married, but I don't know. That's so frustrating. Yeah, that's ugly. Oh, Matt was saying tried to run Ars Magica, but some players literally can't make up spell combos on the fly. They freeze up. Oh, interesting. So the magic system didn't Magica very well. Oh, here comes and so Orcus's prediction for 2024: Free League finally fails with a licensed IP RPG, then releases Ice Pirates the RPG. Ice Pirates. Oh, that would be great. Well, I think I don't think I've heard a single good word about the Walking Dead universe or whatever. So that was kind of a half-assed, and you could tell by how quickly they were able to put it out, kind of half-ass attempt. Oh, and speaking of the licensed, there's a humble bundle of all that licensed stuff that Evil Geniuses did for the, what's that called? Everyday Hero RPG or whatever, that generic system, the toolbox system that had Highlander and the Crow and all of the licensed IP adventure settings for it. All that stuff is already, you can get it for like $20 now. So I don't think it's going particularly well if they're just trying to get it into people's hands, because that was only like a year ago or so that they crowdfunded that. So now they're just trying to get it out there. Nice. They license Ice Pirates. Yeah, that's funny. That would be a fun thing to do, is go back through the kind of B sci-fi and fantasy movies from the 80s and take a look at how they, because that's a lot of people's inspiration or images and things that they took to the tabletop in the 80s and 90s were what they saw in popular media, and it was really funny, like Conan knockoffs and Star Wars knockoffs and Alien knockoffs, all the Corman schlock and stuff that happened to just kind of cash in on popular trends. But those were some of the first ideas people got for how to do horror on a spaceship, or how to do the classic D&D kind of fantasy, like Hawk the Slayer and all that good stuff was people's first image of that. Yes, Matt wants Chris over on Threads. Nice. Yes, we're getting Blade Runner back on. Yeah, very good. Oh yeah, that's right. And Matt was saying, Mutant Year Zero for Alchemy. I really would love to do that. We did the robot one. We played just a quick little, like a starter session of the robot version, but I would really like to do the Gene Lab Alpha, do a character in that. I think that would be fun, because I played the PC game, the Mutant Year Zero PC game, and all of the characters, most of the characters in that are animals and animal experiments. So that'd be fun. Oh yeah, Metamorphosis Alpha, the first D&D sci-fi game. Yeah, Gene Lab Alpha would be fun. Miguel saying, my ex-sister-in-law discovered the hard way that certain donations do not count as shared assets. Oh no. And now she wants to sell my brother and her house that she have to pony up a lot of money to repay my brother. Oh yeah, none of that stuff is fun, like property in a family. Orcus is supposed to play a one-shot for The Walking Dead, and honestly not excited. Yeah, just doing it for a friend, taking one for the team. Yeah, I definitely let us know, Orcus, what you think. I'll keep an eye on your channel and stuff if you do an update on what you thought of that system. But yeah, people were, and that was the thing. I really had those concerns immediately when I received the pledge, or I guess it was when I first got the PDFs for Blade Runner, and I was like looking through things. I'm like, I'm not sure if this is enough of a game. But then playing it, like, okay, yeah, this is exactly right. They trim, they kind of whittled it down to just these essentials that really have a good feel in the game. So I wonder if they'll do that with Walking Dead, because it needs that background of, zombies are always trying to come through the walls or the fences or whatever, but then you have the interpersonal drama, and I don't know. I wouldn't imagine anybody that's really into that TV show, I wouldn't imagine they would be fun to play with in that game, because the show is horrible. Nice. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the final book. That's right, Miguel. The final book for the Siege of Terra, the End in the Death, Part 3, whatever it was, the 3-part Dan Abnett, 1,000 pages or 1,500 pages or whatever. Yeah, there were people bragging on social media. I think there was one in Australia that said, I bought the entire stock of this limited edition book that was allocated to Australia. I bought every single copy, so fuck you, and you're going to have to buy it from me. That was amazing. And similar things are happening in other parts of the country, because I guess with the, how they're playing with currencies and prices, GW has they're blocking things regionally, so they don't let vendors ship across certain boundaries. And so when they do these limited edition, deluxe limited things, all of those books are signed by the author, and they have faux leather and gold gilt pages and stuff. And they only allocate so many to certain areas, and with their ridiculous queue system, people have already figured out that that website just changed a few months ago, and people have already figured out how to game that system where they clog the queue with bots, and then they order everything all at once when nobody else can get in. So things sell out in a matter of minutes, because one person goes in there and just orders whatever, and they're not limiting it. But I did see, though, usually when that stuff sells out on the website, it just says, sold out online. They did change that book specifically to temporarily unavailable. So hopefully, because of the big social media kind of outcry that it sold out before anybody could even get on the website or get through the queue, that they're going to take a look at the purchases, and they're just going to not fulfill people that are shipping 50 books to one address or whatever. So hopefully they're going to get on top of this. That was pretty bad, but they've already. It seems like that's GW's position, though, is they want everything to sell out, and that does mean that why would they care? Why would they care who bought it? And the funny thing is, I think scalpers. With these limited edition things, it just shows GW how far they could actually raise their prices. Because I think that's why Japan has started to be punished so much price-wise, why their prices are getting up to the level of Australia, and maybe that's why they're doing the same thing with Australia. Regionally, they're way overpriced, but I think that's because you've got so many international students in Japan, especially Chinese students and stuff, that are they just deal on auction sites with stuff like that, and so it becomes available in Australia and Japan first, and if they didn't allocate a certain number or whatever, and with the weak yen, we would get it for so much cheaper and could put it on auction sites and literally compete with GW before they released things to certain regions. So I think that's why this side of the world, this hemisphere, is punished a little bit price-wise, because it does actually turn out you wouldn't make much profit if you resold stuff when you paid Japanese ridiculous Japanese and Australian prices for it. So I think that's part of the thing. But they really got to get their shit together. They don't really need to care about this, but it looks like they may be doing something to try to show some goodwill, or show that they actually care that their customers aren't ripped off by scalpers. Yeah, it was quite crazy. Yes. No, that's true. Yeah, Miguel, that's a good point. They should be angry with GW and that FOMO bullshit where things are limited and special, and they have to do all this nonsense to make it hyper desirable for just stuff that costs them nothing to produce. They're not even producing nice quality. The books, I guess, are another thing. The books, they're nice edition books are pretty decent actual objects, but plastic and stuff that they're doing. It's just, that is such cheap garbage. It's like Starbucks coffee or whatever. They pay pennies and then they sell it to you for $5. They're not giving you anything that actually has the materials that went into it have any sort of value. They just artificially limit it. Yeah. Yes. They do. Yeah, they're right. They demand your total hobby attention. Just a little bit. Yeah, so that's a weird situation. So I'm curious how they're going to address that, and then how they're going to how people are going to react, like if it's going to be enough, or if because it's so stupid. They spent, and they also said that there was a notification that all the old world, at least for America, for North America, the old world shipments are going to be delayed because they're having trouble with their robot factory in Memphis or whatever. So all the shipments for pre-orders for the old world that they got people so excited about and sold out instantly are going to be delayed because they're still figuring out how to step into the 21st century. Yeah, so that was surprising. But basically, now that Horus Heresy is done, that was the only thing that I really enjoyed. The price markup and things weren't so bad for Japan. So books were still one of the things that I was buying from Games Workshop. But now there's no point. That's over. They put a period and a full carriage return on the Horus Heresy. Yeah, I can't believe they were charging $50+ for the Rogue Trader. Oh, well, yeah, that no one is playing. You're right. Yes. Yeah, it's funny with those. You watch those, special edition or limited edition prices in Japan just like creep up. They're just like, how far can we really go with this? Because it's strange. They don't do translations, or I think they do German. Maybe they do like German and French and Spanish possibly, but they don't do Japanese translations of any of their books. And so it's all English releases here. So I think that's why they haven't tried to really gouge. Japan is because there's no translation or localization of Black Library stuff. So that's been the only decent thing about being here. And it's funny, the Warhammer stores used to carry Black Library books. And I guess, nobody bought it, or very limited, because the player base is all Japanese and they don't want to read their fiction in English if they can help it, so they weren't selling. But that was nice for a while when those stores first opened. You actually had a whole shelf of Black Library, mass markets and stuff. Oh yeah, that's right. The I love their made to order stuff. That's right. They did the Rogue Trader. That's what you're talking about, Orcus. The Rogue Trader book. Yeah, that was the thing that was available, I guess, as at Warhammer World. That reprint of that was available forever, and so people were scalping that online. You could get that for like $100 or so, I think, on eBay. If anybody lived in the UK, they would just go to Warhammer World and buy some of those up and put them online. But yeah, they're doing that reprint, and I love the thing that they do with their made to order. What is it? 180 days. Give us 180 days for fulfillment. So they want 6 months out. So you purchase something 6 months out that they may not even have. They may completely lose track of with how incompetent their move to their new web system or their new website. Their accounts are manually being migrated. Like if you have any credit or vouchers on the old website, they have to physically move it over. None of it was automated or like manually. Someone is doing it. And they expect to 6 months out be fulfilling things. By that time, people are not even going to remember they ordered a reprint of Rogue Trader. It's just going to show up in 6 months. Oh, right. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's so funny. Uh-oh. Matt said it. GW nerds. Yeah, that was really a funny. Yeah, I don't know. Wow, people are actually defending the prices of that stuff, and it's old models, it's old sculpts. I don't know how they're going to support that game. That's impossible. It's impossible. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, there aren't car companies that are selling the exact same car they produced in 2000 at 2023 prices. That's very good. Yeah, screw that noise, says Orcus. That's good. Yeah, right. Just get the PDF is available. Just print it on Lulu. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's really frustrating with that stuff. And I think they've moved all of their... See, that was the thing that kind of excused Games Workshop, like in the 2000s, for their stupid pricing, is because things were manufactured in an expensive place. And now everything is being done, and they're doing so much in China that the fact that they're charging insanely inflated prices for Chinese quality garbage is amazing. Amazing that's happened. Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah, I guess that's not like literally scalping, because they're making it available somewhere where it wasn't. But it's funny now, that they did a big made to order pre-order of that book. I wonder if then they'll ever sell a copy again at the Warhammer. And maybe they realized, people aren't traveling to Warhammer World from all over the English-speaking world. Oh, yeah, I saw that, too. Yeah, sorry, went back up in the chat a little bit. Noah Hawley is ignoring Prometheus, and I think also that other one, the other alien one for the TV series. Yeah, that's great. Although I'm not loving the new season of Fargo, season 5 or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't not liking that like I did previous seasons. But yeah, I'm really curious how they're gonna handle that with the timeline and everything, and maybe breathe some new, energy, some new interest into that property if they do it well. Yes, right. Yeah, I really hate that. Yes, really, I do not like this season of Fargo. I don't like John Hamm's villain is bullshit, and it's I don't know. I think they just chose some really silly stuff. This weird preoccupation. I won't go into it. It's not tabletop really. I won't go into it. I'll bitch about it on the cartoon stream. No, I loved oh yeah, the what's his name? It's the one interesting character that I like. For some reason I can't get into it. I don't like what they're doing and the things that they're focusing on. There's nothing intriguing like this. I can't think, militia thing and the domestic violence thing. It's just like I don't know. Yeah, it's not very interesting, and they aren't handling it in a super cool way like they did with previous seasons. I thought that was much more interesting, and the characters just aren't holding me. Don Draper is not a good villain. Not a good heavy. But anyhow, yeah, I don't know why it just couldn't get into it. So that's something we'll probably never see. A tabletop Fargo. All right. Well, I'm getting silly enough. So let's call it a week. And so we will do this again next week. And if you're subscribed to the channel, look out for the notification when we go live for Blade Runner tomorrow. So looking forward to that, Matt. Get your ideas, like update Perez to where he's at. It's actually, I think, the date for the adventure, we're only going to be months beyond the first case file. I think if we're going to just base it on the dates of the newspapers, hold up the current edition of the newspaper, and we'll do it. Nice. But so everyone take care. Matt does not agree. Hey, and there's a great kick spam. We were waiting for that. So take care, everyone, and we'll be back again next week with more weekly. So see you then. Goodbye.